We are going back to basics today. Today I am explaining exactly what manifestation is, how it's been proven by science, how you've already been doing manifestation without even realizing it, and how to consciously manifest what you want in the future. I'm going to be breaking down the exact steps involved in manifestation so you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing, when you're supposed to be doing it, how often you're supposed to be doing it, and how long it takes to get what you want. I'm also going to be sharing some of the incredible things I have manifested to get you excited as to what's possible for you. Welcome to Success Manifestation with Kath Kyle. After manifesting my dream life, I am now helping you to do the same, and I've got some things to help you do that in the description below. Even if you feel like you already know everything there is to know about manifestation, I encourage you to keep watching because you are going to learn a different way to think about manifestation to make your manifestations more effective. So let's start out with the basics. What is manifestation? Manifestation is simply the physical appearance of something. When something has manifested into your physical reality, you know it's there because you can sense it with one of the 5 senses: the sight, the smell, the taste, the touch, or the hearing. So how do we manifest something into our physical reality that wasn't there before? To make something appear that didn't seem to be there, you need to use the 6th sense. And I'm going to explain exactly how to do that in a minute. Manifestation is a little bit like goal setting. You decide what you want and then you go after what you want. You get what you want. And even though on the surface it looks exactly the same as goal setting, it is completely different because you are consciously aware of how you are manifesting something, whereas when you are goal setting, you're not aware of the truth behind how you achieve your goals. So that leads to failure a lot of the time because you are missing one vital step. Also, goal setting implies that the only way to get what you want is to physically force your reality to change by taking some kind of action, by moving your body, by moving your fingers, by walking, by speaking, doing something physical using the 5 senses, and people assume that that's the thing that gave them the results. But it's not. You don't actually get what you want by forcing your physical reality to change using your body. You get what you want using the power of your mind. This is where the real power comes from. Most people think that using their body is what gets them the result, but they are forgetting that their body only moves because the mind tells the body to move. Power of the mind is what manifests, and this is what I'm going to show you exactly how to do today. This all sounds very spiritual, and it is spiritual. And if you're more of a logical person, you might be happy to know that manifestation has been proven by science. Most people think that if you can't perceive something with your 5 senses, then it doesn't exist in your reality, but this is not true. Science has proven that creation is finished and everything that you could possibly imagine has already been created. What you want has already been created in another dimension. It's just that your 5 senses haven't been able to detect it, so you think that you haven't received it yet. So you think it doesn't exist. There is a scientific term called the observer effect, that this proves that we can create exactly what we want and we can experience it with our 5 senses just by observing it. To create what we want, we don't need to observe something with our minds, because how can you observe something that you can't see? That doesn't make any sense. To observe something that we can't see, we have to use the 6th sense. So how does manifestation work? You manifest what you want using your 6th sense, otherwise known as the imagination. The 6th sense is a knowing that something has happened or it's going to happen. And this is very separate from the 5 senses. You have evidence of certain things in your physical reality because you can experience them using your 5 senses. But there are other things that you just have a knowing about, that you just know to be true, and they're not related to experiencing anything through the five senses. But there are certain things that you don't have any evidence of, you just know them to be true. For example, you just know that you are destined to achieve something specific in your lifetime. Maybe the second you laid eyes on your spouse, you just knew that you were going to marry them. Things like this can't be proven, but you just have a feeling that something is true. You just know it's true. And the reason why you get these insights is because they've already happened in another dimension. And this is like experiencing deja vu. The ability to be effective at conscious manifestation relies on the same principle of just knowing something is going to happen. To increase your certainty that something is going to happen, you rehearse what you want to experience in your imagination before it's happened in physical form. When you rehearse things in your imagination, this activates the manifestation. It reprograms the subconscious mind and it manifests what you want into physical reality. Did you know that you've been subconsciously manifesting things all your life without even realizing it? There are actually two types of manifestation. The first is subconscious manifestation that you're not aware of. And the second type is conscious manifestation that you plan in advance. In a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how to consciously manifest. But before I do that, I thought it would be interesting to look at the ways in which you have been subconsciously manifesting so that we can compare both methods. Once you see that you have already been manifesting and you already have all the skills you need to consciously manifest, it's going to be a lot easier to follow the same process to consciously manifest what you want. Here are the 4 steps that you go through to subconsciously manifest something into your physical reality. Number 1, determine what you want. You can't manifest unless you know what you want. Step number 2, decide you are definitely going to get what you want. Step number 3, get clear on the details. Now you know the general thing that you want, you need to get clear on what exactly it's going to look like when it's manifested. And here's something that happens automatically during this process. And this is something that most people are not aware of when they are subconsciously manifesting. When you've decided what you want and you are thinking about the details about what you want to get, your imagination automatically kicks in and starts to imagine that you already have the thing that you want. It's your imagination that helps you get clarity around the details about what you want. And step number 4 is take automatic action. Most people would say the step number 4 is to take action because you can't really even receive a manifestation unless you've done something. You have to even look at something with your eyes, and that's taking action. You have to open your eyes and see that a manifestation has appeared, but usually there is some kind of action involved. And a lot of people would say that you have to physically force yourself to take action. You have to decide exactly what action you're going to take, and it's the action that determines whether or not you get what you want. But really it's the other way around. Because you have activated your imagination in step number 3, the action is automatic. Your body automatically moves to get you what you want. And most people don't realize this. This is the hidden truth when it comes to how reality really works, is that your body automatically works. People think, oh, I took the action, I did all the hard work, and that is what got me the results. And it's not. It's the imagination that got you the results, and your body just followed along and did what it needed to do automatically. This is called the automatic unfolding, and I have a separate video on this if you want to go and check that out. Also, go and check out my video on free will if you want to learn more about this process. Now I'm going to share some examples of how this works to make this crystal clear. In the first example, we are going to manifest something subconsciously, and in the second example, we are going to manifest something consciously, but the thing that we are trying to manifest is exactly the same. I'm going to use the example of manifesting a vacation. These examples will help you to see how to make a slight adjustment in your mindset to help you go from subconscious manifestation to conscious manifestation. So I'm going to walk you through these 4 steps First of all, I'm going to show you how most people subconsciously manifest a vacation. Most people want a vacation, and this is the process that most people use to subconsciously manifest it. They don't realize that they are manifesting it. They think that they have physically forced themselves to get a vacation, but it's not the truth. They have manifested a vacation even if they don't realize it. So let's walk through the 4 steps. So the first step is to determine what you want. So you want a vacation. That's pretty simple. Step number 2 is to decide that you are definitely going to get what you want. You are going to have a vacation. Now, what you decide at step number 2 is crucial to whether or not you get your vacation. There are 2 different types of people. One group of people will get a vacation and the second group of people won't get their vacation at step number 2. So the first group of people, they want a vacation, but they remember that they've got no money in the bank, they don't have anywhere to go, they don't have anyone to go on vacation with, they can't get any time off work, and to top it off, they're currently in lockdown, so they're not physically allowed to get a vacation. That group of people have decided it's impossible to get a vacation, therefore I can't have a vacation. Even though I want a vacation, I'm going to complain to other people that I want a vacation and I can't get a vacation, but they will never get a vacation because they've decided they're not having a vacation. The second group of people are going to get their vacation. The second group of people look at their resources and they see, I've got enough money in the bank, I've got somebody to go with, I'm able to book the time off work, and I've got freedom to move where I want to go in the world. That group of people are definitely going to get their vacation because they know without a shadow of a doubt that they have everything they need to get their vacation. They've decided the vacation is theirs. There is nothing stopping them getting their vacation. At this point, that group of people will move on to step number 3. The other group of people won't move on to any more steps because their manifestation has failed. They have subconsciously manifested not having a vacation. So the group of people who are subconsciously manifesting having a vacation move on to step number 3. And step number 3 is getting clear on exactly what they want. Now they know they are having a vacation, they need to decide exactly what type of vacation they're going to have. Where are they going to go? What kind of vacation will they have? And at this point, your imagination kicks in. You start to imagine yourself in different areas of the world. You imagine yourself lying on a beach. You think, do I really want to experience that? I'm experiencing it right now. How does it feel? Then you imagine yourself in a city, maybe looking at some castles, walking around. And then you think, no, I don't really want that. What I really want is that beach vacation. I'm going to imagine myself lying down on the beach. I can feel the hot sun on my skin. I can smell the salty water in the air. I can see the trees moving. I can taste coconut water and I can hear the birds chirping. At this point, you have fully put yourself in the position of experiencing what you want to experience, and this is what activates the imagination. People think that they just decided what they want and they went and booked the vacation, but they don't realize that there is this extra step in the middle where the imagination kicks in. This is what activates the manifestation. Whether it's subconscious or conscious, it's always the imagination that activates it. And that leads us on to step number 4, which is to take automatic action, and your body will automatically carry out the steps needed to book the vacation. It's just a formality to schedule time off work, research locations, book your destination, and start packing. Most people don't recognize that these actions are happening on autopilot. People think they're in control of their actions, but it's all coming from that activation of the imagination. So that's how people subconsciously manifest. That's what most people are doing without even realizing it. But now that you're here and now that you know that there is a way to get what you want, I am going to show you how to consciously manifest. And most people only feel the need to consciously manifest when they don't feel like they can physically force their reality to give them what they want. So if you have all the resources needed for the vacation, then you don't feel like you need to manifest a vacation. You just feel like you need to just go and book the vacation. So it's only those people who at step number 2 decided, I can't have a vacation because I don't have the resources and everything else needed to have the vacation. I feel like it's physically impossible for me to get what I want. At that stage, this is where you need to consciously manifest what you want, because these are the things that you're struggling with, but you want to fulfill your desires. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So it's when you don't have all those resources, it feels impossible, it's not easy to get what you want, and there still is a way to get what you want, and this is how to consciously manifest. So all 4 steps remain the same, but what we need to do is we need to get past the blockage at step number 2. Instead of saying to ourselves that we can't have what we want because we don't have the resources, instead we still need to have that fixed mindset of I can have anything I want. I can have the vacation. I'm going to get the vacation. The vacation is mine. This is a mindset that we need to adopt to manifest what we want, and then the resources will show up. When most people are learning how to consciously manifest, they are deciding what they want and they are skipping straight to step number 3, and they are missing out step number 2, which is why they are not receiving their manifestation. They're trying to do manifestation techniques to evoke the imagination, but they're not really believing that it's going to work. So therefore, what happens is after they have finished imagining that they are experiencing what they want in step number 3, then as soon as they finish that, they decide, oh no, I don't think I can have what I want, and then they imagine telling somebody that they didn't get what they wanted or that their manifestation failed. So they are contradicting their imaginary act with a contradictory imaginary act afterwards. People are trying to force themselves to use their imagination, and it's a real struggle and a real stress. But in actual fact, the use of the imagination can happen easily and automatically if you believe that you are going to get what you want in step number 2 first. Once you know that you are definitely going to get your manifestation, regardless of what your physical reality looks like and regardless of the resources that you have, then it will be enjoyable to evoke the imagination, to experience having what you want. You'll do it effortlessly without having to sit down and do a manifestation practice every day. You'll just be walking around and you'll naturally use your imagination and just start thinking that you've already got what you want. Because say, for example, I promised you now that I was going to pay for your vacation, and even though you don't have all the resources, you've got that promise and then you really believe it, then you start to imagine yourself on that vacation because you believe in the promise. So you need to believe that your desires are promises. Desires are promises. Repeat in the comments below, desires are promises. And when you truly believe that, you will naturally imagine that you have what you want. So the 4 steps are exactly the same when you're consciously manifesting. You decide what you want the vacation. Step number 2, you decide that you are definitely having the vacation, regardless of what your physical reality currently looks like. Step number 3 is that you enjoy experiencing having the vacation in your imagination. And step number 4 is you simply let your body do what it's compelled to do. If you feel compelled to take an action, take an action. And that will result in you having your manifestation, having your vacation. So I hope you can see in this process that manifesting a vacation is exactly the same as simply booking a vacation. It's all about the state of the mind. The process of booking a vacation is not simply just getting out your credit card and just paying for the vacation. There are so many steps involved, and the crucial step is activating the imagination based on a knowing that it's going to happen. And most people aren't even aware that they're doing this as they're going about their everyday lives. Just when they're deciding, I want this, I'm going to have it, they invoke their imagination and then they get it. Every time you make a decision that you are definitely going to have something in your life, you are manifesting it, whether or not you believe in manifestation or not. You can call it whatever you want. You don't have to call it manifestation, but this is how reality works. Manifestation isn't any different from what you're already doing in your everyday life. We're just being conscious of it. Being conscious of how to get what you want will result in you getting more of the things you want in your life, which makes your life a lot more enjoyable. Is this making sense to you so far? Now that you know how manifestation works, You might be wondering exactly what to do with your imagination to get your manifestation to work. Here's exactly what you do. You use your imagination to create something called a reverse memory. A reverse memory is a memory of the future before it's happened. And you've decided what this memory is going to be. To create a reverse memory, what you're going to do is create a scene in your imagination that if this scene was to happen in your physical reality, it would prove that your manifestation had materialized. And let's take the example of the vacation again. The reverse memory is the memory of you experiencing your vacation. It's the memory of you lying on the beach with the sun on your face, sipping the coconut water, hearing the birds, seeing the waves roll in. And this particular scene incorporates all of the 5 senses, so it's a very powerful reverse memory. However, don't worry if you can't involve all 5 senses into your reverse memory. It's not going to be possible for everything, and it will still work. As long as you have one sense in your reverse memory, it will still work. And if you were going to choose just one sense to bring into your reverse memory, it would be hearing. This is because you can get much more specific with your words than you can with any other sense that you've got. Any other sense doesn't imply that you definitely have the thing you want, but if you hear somebody telling you that you have the thing that you want, then this is confirmation that you have definitely received it. So what I suggest you do is imagine that you are having a conversation with somebody that you trust, and they ask you, how are things going? And you tell them, I now have my desire. I now have booked my vacation. I've been on the vacation of my dreams. It's already happened. And then they congratulate you, or they say, oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad you got a lovely vacation. And if you tell somebody in your imagination that something has already happened, then this doesn't imply that it's going to happen in the future, because that might not happen if you're waiting for something to happen in the future. You could be waiting for that vacation for the rest of your life. You could have booked the vacation, but maybe the vacation will get cancelled or something will happen. You won't actually get on vacation. So make sure it implies that you've already experienced the thing that you want to experience, or that you're currently experiencing the thing that you want to experience. And this scene will be very short, between 3 and 10 seconds long. And what you're going to do is replay this scene over and over again in your imagination until it feels like a real memory, until it feels like it actually happened. At this point, your reverse memory has been created and your desire will manifest. Now I'm going to share some exact manifestation instructions with you. What I suggest you do is write down your scene on a piece of paper. This helps you to get clear on what exactly you want. Then close your eyes and replay the scene in your imagination over and over again for about 5 minutes. Do this at least once every day, preferably twice a day. It's more powerful if you can do this as you're falling asleep, but don't worry if you can't do this or if you forget. If you do it at any other time of the day, it will still work. And you should repeat this process until you feel like your imaginary scene is so real that it actually happened. This might take just a few days, or it might take a month. At this point, then you can reduce down how often you bring this reverse memory into your imagination, but I suggest that every time the thought of the thing that you want pops into your mind, bring your reverse memory straight into your mind and remind yourself that it's already happened. You might be wondering now, how long does it take to manifest? A lot of people will tell you that you can manifest on a deadline, or that you can manifest within a specific time frame, like 3 days, and sometimes manifestations can work out like this. I have had a lot of manifestations happen very, very quickly, but then again, I've had a lot of manifestations that take a bit longer, sometimes months. So the time period isn't guaranteed. We can't promise any time period. It's not always possible to manifest on a deadline, but saying that, I want to encourage you not to worry too much about deadlines, because you can still get what you want even after a deadline has expired. I have manifested so many things after a deadline has been reached, where somebody's told me, you're not allowed to have that thing, case is closed, can't appeal, and I have proven that manifestations can still go ahead after the deadline. Doesn't matter what your physical reality tells you. Other people and their opinions are part of your physical reality. Your physical reality has got nothing to do with the manifestation that is on its way. If you read any manifestation stories, you will get inspired because when it looked like things weren't possible, something happened, a miracle happened, a way was made clear, somebody changed their mind, somebody gave you a gift, money was deposited into your bank account, you won a competition. There are so many different ways that you can receive your manifestation even after a perceived deadline. Nobody has power over you. Your imagination controls your reality. Now I want to share some things that you might want to avoid doing. Avoid making these mistakes. Don't get desperate to look for signs that your manifestation is on its way. You don't always get signs. Most of the time I don't get any signs, and then poof, my imagination has appeared. Don't get fixated on just manifesting one thing because you get desperate about it and you're more likely to stop believing that it's going to work. If you feel like it's impossible to have a vacation, then yes, focus on manifesting a vacation, but also manifest some small things alongside it, because when you see how easy it is to manifest those small things that just boosted your day, and I call these things boosters, then this will give you more confidence that you can create some of the big things that I call transformers. So that's step number 2 that most people get stuck at because they feel like they don't have the resources to have what they want and they can't possibly see how it's going to happen. Start manifesting some small things, and that will give you the confidence that manifestation does work, and it works with small things, it works with big things. It's just your resistance to manifesting the big things, the transformers, that's holding you back. Another thing that you shouldn't be doing is complaining that it's not working. Every time you physically open your mouth and say to somebody it's not working, guess where that action came from? Yes, it came from the imagination. To be able to open your mouth and speak and say it's not working, first of all, you had to think the thought. It's not working. So guess what you've done? You've created a reverse memory of it not being working. You've created a reverse memory of you telling somebody that it's not working and them saying something back to you, giving you sympathy, and at least you can feel good that people care about you. At least you've got people who care about you, even if you didn't get your manifestation. So there is a payoff of not receiving your manifestation. So don't go there with your imagination. Don't start to think it's not working. If you think it's not working, catch yourself and change it to I can have anything I want. I can create anything I want. Another thing is, don't listen to anyone who tells you that you need to do something different than using your imagination to manifest. The purpose of manifestation techniques are to invoke the imagination. That's the only purpose of them. You can cut out everything else that people tell you to do. You don't need to be vibrating at the right frequency. You don't need to feel happy all the time. You don't need to feel grateful for the life you've already got. You don't need to take physical action before you've activated the imagination. You don't need to act as if. You don't need to spend money before you've got it. You don't need to set deadlines. You don't need to ask the universe for help. You don't need to give something away before you can receive something back. You don't need to let go of your desires to manifest them. You don't need to use a particular technique that you don't enjoy. Creating a reverse memory is simply a manifestation technique. If you don't like it, use a different technique, such as creating an affirmations audio track or creating a mind movie, and these are both also other ways to activate the imagination, and I have videos explaining how to do both of these. But the one thing that you do need to do while using any of these manifestation techniques is you need to use at least one of your senses to imagine and experience that you've already received your manifestation. This is how you create a physical sensation of having the thing you want by using your sixth sense. When people talk about feeling as if you've already got what you want, they mean a sensation. They're not specifically talking about emotion, although you can bring emotion into your imaginary scenes. It's not the emotion that manifests, it's the physical sensation. It's one of the 5 senses. One of the 5 senses has to experience the thing that you want in your imagination. This is what activates manifestation. Now I want to share some examples of the things that I have manifested over the years. I've manifested my dream house. I've manifested living in my dream location, in my dream climate, next to the beach. I've manifested living next to all of my extended family, even though they were scattered all over the country. I've manifested having my dream family, my dream husband, my dream kids. I've manifested my dream business, doing work I absolutely love, getting compensated highly for it. I've recovered from debilitating health problems, manifested my dream health and levels of fitness. I've manifested having a dream balanced life, incorporating lots of different things into every single day. I've manifested having a lot of fun in my life. I've manifested living my perfect day every day. And manifesting my perfect day was the best thing that I ever manifested. When you manifest your perfect day, you literally have everything that you have always wanted, and you have it every single day. You don't have to wait for a vacation, because it's like you're living on vacation. At least some part of your life every day is like a vacation, but you also get that fulfillment of doing your dream work every day. When you manifest your dream life, you get very clear on what's important to you and what's not important to you. And you let go of the things that you think you should have and just experience the things that you truly desire. And if you would like to manifest your perfect day, I have a mini course that is a very low price right now, and it walks you through the entire process. So go and grab that in the description below. And if you want some extra motivation to help you manifest on a daily basis, I encourage you to go and join my Manifestation Challenge. This will really get you in the habit of conscious manifestation and get you everything you want. Once you get into the habit of manifesting on a daily basis, then there will be no stopping you. Go and check out my 30-day manifestation challenge called I've Always Had Everything I've Wanted. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you have manifested so far in your life. I would love it if you would like this video so more people can find it, and if you want to manifest more success in your life, then subscribe for more. And now it's your turn to go and put your stamp on the world.